We're sick and tired of paying the government for the right to feed our families over there. This is why crypto is such an enormous revolution, economic revolution, that will help Haitians over there to free themselves from that economic oppression. The most dominating force that I know right now is crypto, other than love, is crypto. So imagine if we infuse love into crypto and sponsor 3 Haitians and Haiti. That way, we will without attacking the existing structure, we will establish another structure that will give them a way to freedom, the same way that Haiti in the past have provided freedom for so many countries around the world.
Are you curious about discovering ways of making your life better? Then welcome to my podcast. I'm Bob Nickman, and this is The Exploding Human. Listen in while I talk with all kinds of people in the fields of personal growth, health and healing, alternative therapies, psychology, spirituality, environment, and the future. I'm looking for those answers that make life better for everyone. You'll meet cutting-edge practitioners, doctors, artists, filmmakers, business people, and those who have overcome challenges. The brave, the curious, anyone who's out there helping us humans to explore, expand, and explode. Hey, I'm Bob Nickman, and welcome to The Exploding Human. My guest today is NANDY MARTIN, also known as Captain Haiti. And we are going to be talking about how cryptocurrency can alleviate the poverty situation in Haiti. More about that in a second. First, I'd like to invite you to visit my website, theexplodinghuman.com. Over there, you can listen to episodes, read synopses on the episodes, see photos of my guests. Little bio on myself. There's a donate button if you'd like to support the show. Much appreciated. There's also a YouTube channel, The Exploding Human with Bob Nickman. You can listen to the episodes there, as well as the Exploding Human Facebook page. As I said, my guest today is NANDY MARTIN, who is also known as Captain Haiti. This is a really interesting interview because it's on finance as a way of healing an entire island. And NANDY has created, along with some other folks, a cryptocurrency to help support individuals in Haiti to have their own banking system separate from the government-controlled system, which keeps the island in poverty. That's the simple version. He will explain it more in depth. There's a lot of history in there that he tells in a very passionate and interesting way. And we talk about some of the spiritual underpinnings of the Haitian culture and how he came to develop this cryptocurrency for specifically to help heal the nation of Haiti from its financial woes and, of course, all the other issues that come out of poverty. So please enjoy the episode. This is NANDY MARTIN. I'm with NANDY MARTIN. Where are you, NANDY? Tell me where you're located right now.
Right now, I'm in Little Haiti. Little Haiti, Miami. Okay. It's a neighborhood. It's the most elevated piece of land of the city of Miami. It's 12 to 14 feet above sea level, compared to Brickell that is under sea level, and South Beach that is getting flooded by every time there's rain. They get the repercussion of the sea rising up. So I'm in Little Haiti that is getting gentrified. We call it climate gentrification.
Is it a population of mostly people that have come from Haiti and now it's being gentrified? Is that what you're telling me?
Yes. Little Haiti was a safe haven for Haitians coming in the United States, escaping poverty and exploitation. And this is where we regrouped. It was once called Lemon City. And it was an area that was not very popular. And we just populated, right? And we established ourselves. Our kids, that this is where our kids went to school, starting our own businesses, and as Haitian are establishing themselves in United States, well, they're moving to different area as we increase our education level. But Little Haiti is home for many Haitians outside of Haiti.
And did you grow up in there, or did you grow up in Haiti?
Oh no, I'm going to surprise you. I grew up in Montreal, Canada.
Yeah, I was going to say that next.
Born and raised. Born
Really?
and raised in Montreal. Yes, born and raised Montreal, Canada. My first language is their version of French, right?
Yes.
And second language is Creole. And my mom, my late mom, she was a proud Haitian, and she knew the value of our culture, and she taught us well. I can say that.
Where does the Creole come from?
The Creole, from my mom, or the language of Creole?
No, from your mother. Itself? That's where she spoke Creole.
Oh yeah. My dad wouldn't allow us to speak Creole. Okay, because when you immigrate in a new land, you want your children to become fluent, and the language of the welcoming society. So some parents restrict their children of speaking the language. My dad was one of them, and my mom, she was like, okay, he can control your mouth, but he cannot control your ears. So she will always talk to us in Creole. And of course, we replied to her in French. And this is how she introduced us to our culture, our rich history, etc.
So is Creole the main language in Haiti?
Yes, Creole is the main language.
How did I not know that? I didn't know that. Because I always think of Louisiana and French Creole and all that. I just assumed that was. I didn't realize it was from Haiti. Wow.
Well, Creole is a mixture of the Aboriginal language of the land Haiti, many African languages and dialects, Spanish, French, and a little bit of English in there. So this is the language that we have created once we were enslaved to communicate between us and strategize to defeat the mightiest army in the world back in the time, which is Napoleon's army. So the Creole is a very strategic language, a great tool that we use in order to bring freedom to this side of the world.
So there's a history in Haiti of being dominated by another culture, which created poverty and enslavement. And do you see that as the beginning of how it is today with a lot of poverty? Did it start with that?
Well, it started with Haiti enriching a lot of countries. For example, France. Okay, what I like to do is to flip the narrative and create a new paradigm. Okay. So sometimes my first sentence don't make sense, and then I develop. Okay, so be patient with me on this one.
I completely trust you. I can tell you've got a message, and I'm going to let you tell it.
Okay. So we enrich France back in the days under slavery. Haiti represented 1/3 of France's GDP. Okay, which was the largest economy back in time, right? And not only that, but Haitian coffee was traded through America. Haiti used to provide 90% of the world consumption of coffee back in the days. Well, we're talking about the 1700s, okay? And we also provided up to 70% of the world consumption of sugar. So black gold, white gold, that was us. Were rich in spices, the gold itself, yes, as well. And because we were like the pearl of the Caribbean, that they called us, and strategically, when you look at Haiti, it is a piece of land that till today, it is geopolitically better to keep that population under poverty, even though the soil is rich in gold, is rich in oil. Haiti is estimated to have $120 billion worth of oil, 20 billion worth of gold. We are the largest concentration of iridium if we compare it to any place around the world. When you know that 1 ton of iridium is worth $40 million, and we have a ton of it, we have rich in copper, rich in silver, etc. So Haiti is a rich land, and the reason why it represented 1/3 of France's GDP is because it's of the land itself. And it's the same land. It's just that we don't have trading partners to trade with.
The idea that you're talking about, which is freedom for the people of Haiti in a way that they can prosper from their own land, from their own culture. You have a little bit of a interesting plan, which this is why we, sort of are meeting today. And I want to talk about what is that plan? How can I help? Or how can the people listening help? That's really what we're going for here. We're going to see, and I know it involves cryptocurrency.
It does include crypto. What I will say to people, first of all, is to understand you have to stop sending money to Haiti or any nonprofit organization doing work in Haiti. Okay, you have to stop sending money and supporting these nonprofit, or even if they're doing a great job of feeding the kids in Haiti, you have to stop financing them. I'll explain you why, because I have to put it in context. When these nonprofit organizations, they do not buy produce from Haitian farmers. 90% of Haitian farmers, 90% of Haitians live off agriculture. Okay, and agriculture only represents 10% of Haiti's export. 90% live on agriculture, and it's only represent 10% of Haiti's export. So here's what's going on. That means the local market of produce should be an opportunity for these farmers to sell their produce and provide for their own family. But here's what's happening. You have all these nonprofit organizations going to Haiti, and within their contract, it is stipulated that they cannot buy produce from Haitian farmers, local produce. Or if it's not stipulated like that, I've seen the contract myself, okay? If it's not stipulated like that, they will say, for example, in the contract that in order to feed the kids, okay, the tuna have to come in cans. We don't put tuna in cans in Haiti. It's an island. Tuna is everywhere, okay? The tuna is fresh of the day, all right? So when you make these kinds of provision into a contract that funds cannot be used, funds can only be used to feed the kids with products that are canned, that means that you're excluding the farmer's produce within your financial ecosystem. So by doing so, you're impoverishing the families in Haiti and creating more orphans to feed in the years to come. So it is a projection of creating more famine, more hunger, and more children abandoned by families that own land but cannot provide for these children. That's why I say you have to stop sending money to these nonprofit organizations, even if they do a great job of feeding the kids.
If you follow the money, that's usually where the issue lies. Somebody is making money on the canned food, and why are they making money and not the locals? Who is controlling that situation?
Well, I cannot pinpoint you a certain brand that does that, but I can give you an example how Bill Clinton back in the days, he dilapidated the rice industry in Haiti with the rice from Arkansas. When Bill Clinton was governor of Arkansas, he created to provide he subsidized the rice for Arkansas farmer, right? And then after that, when he became president, well, he imposed to Aristide back in the day, he imposed him to slash off the tariffs on the rice from 50% to 3%. So now, if you have a rice that is already subsidized by the country, right? And then after that, the gate that's supposed to keep products out of your territory, it's been open. Then the rice from United States became more affordable to Haitians in Haiti than their own rice over there. Okay, so now if you put in context, you will ask yourself, well, if Haitians wants to consume their other rice that is cheaper for them, well, good for them. Well, it's their choice. Well, what choice is it? What is the choice that you have when 68% of your revenue goes into feeding your family? Okay, so that creates, it's not like you have a market here and you look at your disposable income and you say, hey, what type of rice do I want to buy, right? You're going to take the cheapest one available, the one that is mostly distributed, and this is what the family is going to eat, because you most likely, you don't only feed your family, which is your son, daughters, and your wife. Family in Haiti is all the cousins and the neighbors as well. Okay, so by subsidizing the rice, well, what Clinton has done is totally eradicated the market for the local farmers. So these are the type of mechanism that disrupt a country that is a neighbor country. Other people will say, hey, it's fair competition, etc. I'll say, okay, let's do it like that. Let's take it like that. It's a competitive world, and he took the opportunity to open a market for American farmers. That I understand. But when you have the nonprofit organizations that pretend that they are doing good for a country and buy the same rice from the same subsidized rice from the same farmers, because they want to buy the rice the cheapest that they can find, but you have to look at their salary. When they go in Haiti and a mission, they make more money than they have ever made in their profession. So you're ready to get cheaper rice to serve the people, but you won't give yourself a cheaper salary. So
yeah. This reminds me of the simple version would be when Walmart goes into a small community, yes, or a medium-sized community, undercuts all the prices of the mom and pop stores, and those go out of business, and then all the local people are now out of a job, yes, because their stores are going under, but they get to buy cheaper stuff at Walmart. They've cut their own throats, basically. And that's what this is.
After that, they raise the price, right?
Yeah.
So
yes, it's short-term thinking.
Yeah, so
it's very short-term.
It was important for me to put it in context, right? When you say, who are these companies? These companies are companies that are financing political campaign, right? So their interest will become America's interest. Okay, so that's why I'm organizing right now a boycott movement, spearheaded by the Haitian community outside of Haiti. We're about 3 million outside of Haiti. Haiti's population is 11 million, and we are 3 million outside of the island. Our goal is to target these brands that sell to the oligarch in Haiti, that were responsible in killing our president recently, that are responsible of controlling the price of goods in Haiti, that are participating in currency manipulation in Haiti, that are basically oppressing the people of the island for their own benefit. So our goal is to target all these corporations that are doing business with them. We say, hey, if you want to sell your product to these people so they could feed Haitians in Haiti, us Haitian outside of Haiti, we will not buy your product. Okay, I don't want to be unfair and start citing names because the list of products to boycott is not, I've not even built yet. But the goal is if product A is sold in Haiti, it's so well, we say we're going to buy product B, okay, instead of product A outside of Haiti. And our strategy is to harness our buying power. I'll give you an example to quantify it. In South Florida, Haitians represent $4.7 billion annually in revenue. If we harness that $4.7 billion in revenue annually, and we use it to target corporations that do business with these people in Haiti, they're going to feel it. And then you're going to have to take a business decision. Do we continue to sell to these oligarchs and to these people that are laundering money, that are financing terrorism in Haiti? Or do we prefer to serve a largest market in the Haitian society, that is in United States and Canada, etc.? It is the decision. It's the same decision that they have asked Haitians to make when it comes to rice. I want these corporations to take the same decisions when it comes to our buying power.
Well, that is really where you got to hit people's in their pocketbooks, and the corporations are no different than anyone else. They will change if it costs them money to not change.
Exactly.
So that's where it's coming. And how does crypto fit into this? Are we circumventing the system in a way that so it's pure transactional kinds of things?
What I say is that Haiti is the perfect ecosystem for crypto to thrive. Perfect. You have a corrupted government. You have the oligarch that are there that control the market. I will say in 2019, the Haitian currency have lost 26% of its value against the American dollar. In 2020, the same currency have lost its value through inflation of 20%. Now imagine the compound loss of value on this currency, for the people that needs to buy food with that money. So that's why I say, let's stop sending money to Haiti, send them crypto. And I'm not asking anybody to try something that I haven't worked before. I just take a Bitcoin Beach. Are you accustomed to, about Bitcoin Beach?
I do not. I am very uneducated when it comes to crypto. I know what it is, and that's about it. And I know there's various, companies and platforms that do crypto. I understand the concept, but I don't really know the day in and day out sort of workings of that. I don't own any. I've never participated. I kind of came to the party a little late, but maybe it isn't.
Oh, no.
Late. Maybe it's still at its infancy in some way.
It is in its infancy, right? Okay, I will tell you very simple in 90 seconds. It is not important to understand the technicality of crypto. The same way it's not crucial for us to understand the technicality of sending an email or sending a voicemail to someone. Everything now is through the internet. Money is just the next logical step. Okay, so the same way that you have a printer that when you print a $100 bill, they encrypt different signs, different images, etc., on the bill to make sure of its authenticity. Well, crypto is the same thing. When you talk about a cryptocurrency, they have way to encrypt coding into that unit in order for it to be validated by other other nodes, other computers in the network. So it's the same way if I'm sending an email to you, there are a few computers or servers that the email is going to be relayed before it gets to you. The only difference is we're talking about money, and the encryption of the money make it non-duplicable, okay, of that unit. That's all you need to do about crypto.
I do understand that. Here's a confusing thing to me about all money. Let's just talk about it for a second. Most money is backed by something. Gold usually is the
Yes.
thing. And but what that is an agreement that gold is worth something. It's worth, to me, it's not worth anything. I don't care about it. I don't have, I don't crave it. I don't try to hoard it. I don't care about gold. It really doesn't mean anything to me other than the fact that other people have agreed it's worth something. So I want it. I'm just saying. So where is the agreement with crypto is what? What are people agreeing on, and how does it fluctuate in price based on that agreement? And this is probably a different podcast talking about crypto, but
it is
this is what I don't understand about money anyway.
It is a relevant question to understand how crypto can change the lives, can create a economic revolution in Haiti and then around the world. Okay. For example, when you said that the money was backed by gold, okay, the gold standard, I just Googled it real quick. The government held the $35 per ounce price until August 15, 1971, when President Richard Nixon announced that the United States will no longer convert dollars to gold as a fixed value, thus completely abandoning the gold standard. So since 1971, okay, the American dollars have been backed by the trust in the American economy. Okay. By the way, and there's nothing that I say that anybody should consider as financial advice. I'm not an economist. Okay, I'm not a financial advisor. Okay, everything that I'm doing is to share information with you guys. Okay, so when it comes to the American dollar, it's backed by the trust on that mighty American economy. Okay, so the dollar is backed by nothing. It's the same thing with gold. Gold is not backed by nothing but the trust of it, or it's a consensus of its value. Okay, and if the value of the gold in United States, I don't know what it is today, it's versus United States dollar. But when you go to in China, it's versus the yang. So the value of 1 ounce of gold, it's 1 ounce of gold. It's the same thing with crypto. The value of 1 Bitcoin is 1 Bitcoin. Now, what is it when you bring that value in the world? What can you get for Satoshi, a quarter of a Bitcoin? What can you get for 10 Bitcoin, which might be $400,000? Can I get a house with it? Can I get a car with it? And then you make the conversion, and the money, that is a standard that everybody understands. But I already feel I made it too complicated. It's really simpler than that. The value of 1 crypto, of 1 Bitcoin, is 1 Bitcoin. Now, what is the utility? What makes the value grow? It's the scarcity. Okay, so that means that there's only 21 million Bitcoin that's going to be in circulation. That's it. There ain't going to be more. The reason why gold is so appreciated is because, first, it is rare. Okay, and second, it is hard to find and mine. It's the same thing with Bitcoin. It is rare, hard to find and mine. Now, when it comes to the utility of Bitcoin, for example, okay, well, it is easy to transfer from one cell phone to another cell phone. The same way now, it's easier to send an email from a cell phone to another cell phone. We don't use a piece of paper anymore. You write the piece of paper, you put a stamp on it, you walk, and then you send it at the post office. We don't do that anymore. You see, it sounds silly. So why are we still doing it with money? That is even more valuable than a love letter fill up with typos, yes, right? That you send to a woman. Now, the money that you send to a family member or anybody, there's already a network and a consensus around it. And that money is depreciating its value around 2% per year since 1971. So this is what you call the inflation. They get to print money as they wish. You get a stack of paper, you get two pallets of paper, right? One red, one blue. The red is $1,000. The blue is $1,000 bills. The blue is $1 bill, right? What is the quantity of ink it's going to take? What is the price of the ink that print the $1,000 bill versus the price of the ink that print the $1 bill? Is it the same paper?
Exactly the same.
It's the same.
Yeah, exactly the same.
It's just a consensus that the $1,000 bill, okay, we're like, okay, this is $1,000. We're going to be able to buy this good and that good with it, etc. But the cost of making it, it's too easy. And with the technology now, it's so easy to print that money, it's laughable. So what is the real value of the paper money that you have when they can decide anytime to print some more to bail out their friends, the bankers, to bail out industries, etc.? That's why a lot of people, for example, if you have $1 million in the bank, you won't leave your money in the bank because of the inflation. Your inflation will reduce the value of your $1 million in 1 year. So instead of having the $1 million, you have 96. You have $1 million. Yeah, it looks like $1 million, but you can only buy for 96. So $960, $100.
$960,000.
Yeah, $960,000 of goods, because your $1 million have lost 4% of its value. So that's why people take their money from the paper, they sell it in exchange for Bitcoin. Why? Because more and more people wants the Bitcoin, which increase the scarcity, increase the value, and also the fact that more people wants it, more people will use it to trade between each other, right? So because more people are using it, that's the adoption, then its value is going even more appreciative. Okay, the value increase even more. So that's the value of one Bitcoin, to answer your question, is one Bitcoin. Now, what can you buy with it? That's when you go in the open market.
And how does this? And it's sort of a rhetorical question, but I want you to answer it. How does this change how the economy works in Haiti, in particular, to go around these corporations that are controlling things? How do we get from people basically peer-to-peer transactions as opposed to this middleman that's controlling things?
Yes,
this is what you're trying to do.
Yes, this is what we are actually doing right now. Okay, it's so exciting. Okay, it's a great question. Here's what we do. To send money to Haiti right now, it costs, if I want to send $50, it's going to cost me $7 to $8. Okay, 20 to 25% of the value that I'm sending over there. Once the money get there, they're gonna convert the American dollars to Haitian dollars, and they're going to take money out of it as well. And once the person have the money, you better spend it as soon as possible, because if you hold it too long, it's going to lose value through inflation. Okay. And not only that, but because of insecurities in Haiti, right? If you are known to have a lot of cash in your home, okay, well, you're exposing yourself to theft, violent crimes, kidnapping, etc. So not having money is an issue, and having too much of it is an issue. Now, crypto, when I send one Little Haiti coin, okay, which is our coin, when I send the coin from here, Little Haiti, to Haiti, all I'm paying is the gas fee. Right now, is the cost that I'm paying is about $2, right? And it will be $2 if I will transfer 10,000 worth of Little Haiti coin, or I will send $10 worth of Little Haiti coin, or I would want to send, let's say, $1 million worth of Little Haiti coin to Haiti. the cost stays the same. Okay. The reason is it's peer to peer, and the Cardano ecosystem is so marvelously built that it goes fast, and also it authenticates the transaction through independent nodes, right? Nodes, which is independent computers, that allows me to say, hey, Bob, I'm sending you $10,000 worth of Little Haiti coin to your wallet right now. Once you receive it in Haiti in your cell phone, all you need is an internet connection, and you have it on your phone. I didn't have to go to the money transfer office, pay them 25%, up to 25% of the value I want to send. The person didn't have to risk their lives to go to the office, the transfer office, and get the money, right? And then after that, they convert that money, etc. And the money stays on their phone. The crypto stays on their phone. And the government, that's another aspect. If you ask any Haitian, you tell any Haitian, yo, aren't you tired of that $1.50? They know exactly what you're talking about. Because the government of Haiti is charging us, each time that we send money to Haiti, they charge us $1.50 of additional tax. Nobody knows where that money is going. So we're sick and tired of paying the government for the right to feed our families over there. This is why crypto is such an enormous revolution, economic revolution, that will help Haitians over there to free themselves from that economic oppression.
Totally understand. You're doing it's pure money. There's nobody else getting in there and taking their cut. And why should they?
Exactly. And by the way, they own so much money that they play with the currency over there, right? They can buy American dollars, sell American dollars whenever they want to. So the population is always kidnapped by this situation. We are hostage of the situation. So when we have Little Haiti coin, our goal is to distribute by September 7th, okay, we have about a month, distribute 50,000 Little Haiti coin to 50,000 youth in Haiti. Why do we want to do that? Because we want these youth to have and learn about cryptocurrency, and also be a bridge to us that are here. If you want to send value to Haiti, so we can send it directly to their cell phone. And here's one key to understand about Haiti. The median age in Haiti is 24 years old. It's a very young nation. 61% of Haitians are under 25 years old. That means in 10 years from now, it's still if it stays the same, it will still be a 34 years old nation. When you know that Europe, I think it's 64% of Europe is over 64 years old, you know, there is hope. There's more than hope. There is a future. All we have to do is to equip them with the proper tools in order for them to be able, like we did back in the time, to be able to start trading with Americans that wants to help. The best way to help Haiti is not to send money. The best way is to send crypto. And my mission is to make it easy for anybody to send crypto to Haiti. But the way that we do it, I'm tired. I don't like that like charity. What I don't like charity is the hand that is giving is always on top. That's why I love trade, because the hands are level to each other, right? So in our program, what we do is for $18.04, you get to sponsor 3 youth in Haiti to receive each one of them 1 Little Haiti coin. And you become invested in Haiti as well, because you receive 1 Little Haiti coin in your wallet. So there's no longer a relation of the giving and the receiving. You both increase your wealth by them using the coin in Haiti. And remember, when we talk about Bitcoin, scarcity is what established it what helped establish the value of the Bitcoin. There's only 1 million Little Haiti coin. So we made it really scarce. Okay. Now the utility, because they put their lives at risk when they go to Haiti, because they want to free themselves from the corruption of the government that takes $1.50, because they want to be able to pay less, to send money to their family in Haiti, it increased the need for this crypto asset to be in their cell phone instead of receiving money. And guess what? Once they receive the digital asset, it's not inflate. They do not become victims of inflation. When they receive that digital asset, the more they use it, the more the value goes up. And when it goes up in their cell phone, the value of the Little Haiti coin goes up on your cell phone as well. You, the sponsor. So you have invested in Haiti. And I repeat, you're not investing in a coin because I will be selling a security. But what you're doing, you're investing in Haiti by sending them a tool that they can use. And by sending them that tool, you're going to be able to participate in Haiti's new economy.
Right. And so if they're using it, the value is going to go up for you too. It's basically a very small investment for a long-term gain.
Exactly. And eradicate, and very often they talk about Haiti, they say it's the poorest nation in the Western Hemisphere. I'm like, okay, I'll take it. Call us that. No problem. Don't mention the 20 billion of gold that we have, the 120 billion in oil, and all the other resources that we have. Don't mention that. We are the poorest nation in the Western Hemisphere. What a challenge for the crypto sphere to take the poorest nation in the Western Hemisphere and bring their wealth up as you bringing your own wealth up, and change the paradigm, change the narrative that is told about Haiti.
What is the method that you're using to, I guess the word would be educate the young people of Haiti to become involved in this?
Man, man, that's a good one. What we do, when you pay your $18.04, okay, there's $1 that goes to a young Haitian to educate another, okay? So if each one teach one. So on the $18.04, it costs about $2 to install 3 wallet and the gas fee, etc. Right? So now it costs again $1 for the person that will install the wallet on the cell phone. So now we are at $9, right? And then after that, there's the gas fee to send the Little Haiti coin in your own wallet, that the sponsor's wallet, right? So we are at $11. And then there's cost that goes on legal fees, etc. Because in order to become a legal company that will transfer value from one country to another, we have to comply to the SEC. So a lot of these funds going to go to help the company structure the company in order to comply to the international banking laws. So the way that we educate the youth in Haiti is, once we have one that have the wallet, and I do it through the phone using WhatsApp, and I tell them, okay, go to this page, download it. Okay, now you have it. This is what you do to install your wallet. Now you're trained. You receive your Little Haiti coin. Now you're ready to train another one. And that gives them an opportunity at the same time to make money on a short term. Because once you have that wallet, you say, hey, let me install it for 20 other people. Once you do it, I'll send you $20 US. And that gives them money on a short term, by expanding the network of people using it. So it's one youth, it's each one teach one. That's the model that we're taking in order for the youth to educate the other youth in Haiti.
Seems like that would spread very quickly.
It will.
This is pretty new that you've developed this plan. What and who's involved?
I've developed this plan after the death of the assassination of our president on July 7th. I said, I already have the Little Haiti coin, already have another program, okay, which is the cleanup of the neighborhood of Little Haiti. So the way to receive one Little Haiti coin is to sponsor 1 square foot of Little Haiti for $3, and we clean it up and you receive a coin in return. And the goal is to increase the quality of life of the resident of Little Haiti. And when they assassinated our president, I said, okay, enough. Let me see how the most dominating force that I know right now is crypto. Other than love, is crypto. It's crypto. So imagine if we infuse love into crypto and sponsor 3 Haitians and Haiti. That way, we will without attacking the existing structure, we will establish another structure that will give them a way to freedom, the same way that Haiti in the past have provided freedom for so many countries around the world.
Really wonderful and ambitious and fantastic. Do you have an organization that?
Yes. We have partners. Okay, I'm the main partner. They call me Captain Haiti. Okay, I've always.
You are Captain Haiti. Obviously, you're Captain Haiti.
So I have partners with me, and this one of my partners is a computer engineer. I have consultants as well, legal consultant, people from the banking system. And what I love about the crypto sphere is it's very collaborative. When you have an issue, you say, hey, listen, I have an issue. I want to explore NFTs. Oh, I have somebody that can help you. What are you trying to do? I'm trying to do this. And Bob, I'm telling you, if you can just integrate the crypto community, you will be welcomed with such warmth because it's an embrace. These are people like you and I that are tired of the status quo, that are looking for ways to make the world a better place to be at. Okay, I'm not saying that there's no speculators in this sphere. Okay, there's people that are here only for the money. But me, I've come to find people that just want to make money with Little Haiti coin. They see the potential, and they're always trying to make me change the tokenomics of Little Haiti. And if you will do that, you will make more money. I said, no, but the goal is not to make money. The goal is to bring economic freedom to a population that is oppressed and a population that have invested in the freedom of other nations in the world. Now, if you are from Burundi, if you're from Germany, if you're from Ecuador, Poland, Romania, South Korea, Mexico, Israel, you owe Haitian part of your freedom. So what is the best way to pay back Haiti than to send crypto to 3 Haitians in Haiti, and you have one in return? So that way we seal the partnership in order to bring economic freedom, to bring a financial revolution in Haiti.
It's so simple and so obvious, and the only thing really in the way is small thinking and a lack of caring about other people. That's really, maybe the people that are in power trying to protect what they have. And that's always been an issue with trying to change things. But I think this is a way to do it slowly without, I was worried about you.
I know.
I go, this is going to go so slow that Nandy will be fine. No one's gonna come after him for this because it's gonna go so slow. I got really scared when you're talking about oligarchs. I'm like, those guys are, they can be,
they're ruthless,
trying to take somebody's money.
But I'll tell you something. The state of the world right now, it's not a world that it's worth living in right now for me, right? So if I don't change it, okay, if I don't contribute to change it, it doesn't worth it. Even with, I know that with the set of skills that I have, I could be very well off doing anything else. I have so many offers from many corporations. Oh, this is what you do. Come and do this for us. Do some product development for us, etc. We'll set you up, etc. But I'm like, yeah, and I'm going to be well off. And I turn around and I see people that look like me and the rest of humanity, suffering. And I'll tell you something else. I've said many times, to pay back Haiti for what Haiti have done for the world. Okay, there's a reason why I say that. When we took our independence in 1804, okay, from France, defeated the mightiest army in the world back then. We didn't keep our freedom for ourselves. We invested in other nations. What do I mean by that? For example, if I just take, let me see, Ecuador, okay? Well, in the 1815, and we're talking about Ecuador, that was included in Great Colombia back in the days. 1815, Haiti financed Simon Bolivar's quest to liberate Guyana, Venezuela, Ecuador, Colombia, Panama, northern Peru, Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Bolivia, and the northwest of Brazil from Spain. So once we invested in Simon Bolivar in 1815, he lost. He came back in 1816, and Haiti's financed Simon Bolivar's quest. And this time around, we say, hey, brother, we're coming with you. And this is how Great Colombia got their independence from Spain. Okay, the only thing that Haiti asked in return, and there are records of this, the only thing we ask in return is to free the slave in Great Colombia, which Simon Bolivar did. Okay, not only that, Greece, we are the first country to recognize Greece's independence. In 1822, our president Boyer at the time, he agreed to send a cargo of 25 tons of coffee, one of the most important commodity of the time, to be sold on behalf of the Greek revolutionaries for the procurement of supplies. So making Haiti the first country in the world to recognize Greece's right to freedom. And there's so many countries like the United States, the Battle of Savannah, we came in 1776, 800 Haitian men, 800 Haitian freemen aid the U.S. win the Battle of Savannah against the British in 1776. So wherever you look in the world, Ethiopia, the only reason why Ethiopia is the only country that have never experienced colonization, it's partly thanks to Haiti, because Haiti financed the army of Ethiopia and sent soldiers to help defeat Italy in the Battle of Adwa. So Haiti is a great nation. That's why I think it's very important for the world to pay back Haiti. Pay back Haiti, invest back in Haiti after Haiti have invested in you. That way, so these same people that have invested to free the world from slavery and abuse can get and at it again. We start with Haiti. Since we're the poorest, you want to help the lowest one.
The thing I kept thinking of when you talk about a country helping other countries, what are the spiritual underpinnings of that culture? What goes on there that I don't know about, or that the world doesn't know spiritually? It could be religious, it could not be religious. Whatever, what is going on that there's such altruism, kindness, and an understanding that human beings need to be free and equal?
Okay, now you're asking me to go deeper, okay? And
why not? Here we are, man.
I'm going to try my best, because I'm not an
okay.
I said I'm not an economist. I'm not an historian either. Okay, so
well, I'm going for the heart here and the love, because you said love and crypto, and that's going to be the title of this episode.
Oh, nice. I like it.
Love and crypto, freeing Haiti.
Yes,
is what's going to be called.
Well, I love it, by the way, Bob. You are a writer. So
sometimes.
So,
but I want to know, because, you don't think about, you think about countries being self-serving or conquering other countries or protecting themselves or winning in battles. You don't think about countries as a collective unit being humanitarian. I don't. And maybe I am missing something, but what is going on in Haiti historically that these are things that Haiti has done for the world.
It is very important to me to not misrepresent the voodoo religion, okay, the voodoo spiritual movement. I don't know enough about it to tell you much, but what I can tell you is that on August 24th, 1791, there's been a meeting with the slaves in the mountain of the north. Okay, this meeting took the form of a voodoo ceremony, and we call it the Bois Caïman. Okay, and the northern mountains of the island, which is where my family comes from, by the way. Okay, so in that ceremony, there has been, yes, spiritual incantation. There's been also strategies from our highest ranked generals and our most intellectual citizen to defeat the colonization, to defeat France. So I will say that the voodoo spiritual movement has a lot to do, because when I've scratched the surface of the voodoo, I've come to discover that the same way in the Catholic Church, you have what you call the saint. They pray to Saint Joseph, Saint Christophe, Saint Pierre, etc. Okay. Well, in the voodoo spirituality, we evoke the laws. We call them lois. Okay. And these laws, each one of them is one law of nature. So to understand and exercise voodoo, my understanding of it, okay, is that you have to understand nature. You have to be one with the creation. And being one with the creation helps you to evoke these laws in your favor in order to accomplish your goals or your mission or your highest aspiration. That's the only thing I could mention when it comes to voodoo, because I don't know much about it. Okay, but I respect it tremendously, and I know for a fact that voodoo is in the heart of the freedom of Haiti and the Haitian Revolution. So if it's in the heart of the Haitian Revolution, voodoo is in the heart of freedom of all slaves around the world, because that's what we have done with our freedom. We have freed other people around the world.
There's certainly a misrepresentation of voodoo in movies and television. So, folks, if you're going to go by that, don't. Do your own research and understand that this is a very spiritually based religion and way of living that is based in nature.
Yes, that is based on science. When you say nature, you talk about science.
Absolutely. And this is where we all come from, the same place. Yes. Let's get people to invest in Haiti. So I'm going to put this in the description of the show so it's in print, but I also want you to let us know what is the best way to proceed. If you're listening to this podcast and you want to help this movement, now is the time to pay real attention. Focus on what Nandy is going to say right now.
The call to action is to go on cardanobeach.com. Okay.
Spell that very slowly so everyone can
CARDANOBEACH.com. Cardanobeach.com. Okay. Great. Once you get to cardanobeach.com, you're gonna see a button that says why should I care? Okay. And then it's gonna bring you to a section of everything that Haiti have done through the year for the world. And you can then decide if it's worth it, for you to bank 3 Haitians in Haiti. One other fact to mention, 68% of Haitians are unbanked. That means they don't have a bank account. By providing them a Cardano wallet, okay, and the Little Haiti coin, you're actually banking them and making them in contact with the new world's economy. Okay, so you can go on the website, cardanobeach.com, click on Why Should I Care to learn more about Haiti. And also click on banking 3 Haitians now. You can bank all the way to 300 Haitians. Okay, we don't allow people to sponsor more because we don't want to create what we call whales in the crypto sphere. Whales are people that have a huge wallet and can dictate, right, the market or the value as they want it. So the maximum that you can invest right now is 1804. It's the year of independence. Okay, it's when I say 1804, it's $1,804. That's the maximum that you can do to sponsor 300 youth in Haiti, and you receive in return and reward, you receive 100 Little Haiti coin as well in your wallet. So you go to cardanobeach.com, you sponsor the number of Haitians that you want to sponsor over there, and then you sit back and watch the value of that digital asset grow.
And if you want to know why you should care, if you listen to this podcast, you already know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that your audience is by the question you ask, I can tell your audience is really into having another perspective on the world.
From what I can tell, for the people that listen, they're very curious, they're courageous, and they want to help themselves and other people to prosper in every way possible: body, mind, spirit, financially, all that stuff. If it's all tied in, then it works really well.
Yeah, I have to thank you because when I've been through your podcast, I'm like, why does he want to talk to me? All these summities and all these scientists, etc., these avant-gardists. I'm like, oh man, okay. But thank you, Bob, for making it a great conversation and put me at ease. You know, I really appreciate it.
Yeah. Oh, it's wonderful talking to you. And the reason I wanted to talk to you, because to me, this is about healing. That's what this is about. And it's through, yes, it's through a financial medium, but it's not about that. It's really about healing an entire island, entire culture.
Oh, yeah. And by the way, I was, once they assassinated the president on July 7th, I was like, okay, I could be mad, or I could go with what is the best gift that I could give to them. I'm like, let me tap into that love thing, right? I'm not going to focus on the perpetrator. That's why I don't want to break down the structure, etc. No, I want to build another one. Okay, this is what I will do. And that's what got me going till now. I don't know. I know it's going to work. I ain't going to lie. It's working already, okay? The thing is...
Of course it's going to work.
Oh, man, listen.
There's no reason it shouldn't.
Let me tell you.
Because everything you're saying makes complete sense.
Let me tell you something. The city of Miami, last week, they have created the Miami coin, okay? And I have it on the website where the chief of technology integration of the city of Miami is saying that they have modeled the city of Miami coin after my coin, the Little Haiti coin, okay? Wow. Because it is a coin, it is a social economic coin. I've just elevated it to as a national remedy to what Haiti's experiencing, okay? But it is duplicable to any community around the world. So I'm inviting everybody to get active in the crypto sphere and discover it and see what innovation can come out of your creativity in order to remedy issues, challenges that people that you care about are experiencing.
That is a beautiful message. Thank you so much for talking to me today. It's just been a real honor to talk to you.
Man, it's a therapy. Send me your bill, man.
Send me yours. Let's just do peer-to-peer. We'll just call it a wash. We both help.
Let's do that.
Oh, man. Have a beautiful day. That was fantastic. Much appreciation for you guys tuning in to The Exploding Human. Please check out theexplodinghuman.com. the YouTube channel, The Exploding Human with Bob Nickman, and The Exploding Human Facebook page. Big, big, big thanks to Nandy Martin for a wonderful talk, and I hope you guys got a lot out of that. I certainly learned a lot about the history of Haiti, and I'm excited to see how this project with crypto goes for Nandy and his crew of people and the island of Haiti. So please check that out at Cardano Beach. Much appreciation for listening. Have a wonderful day.